Well, and here I am in part 2, and I got a block of wood under there. I'm going to try to, it's not going down far enough, but I also think I might be missing a little piece up in there, and that's fine because I do have a parts plow that I can get, but I want to see if this snaps in place. All right, I'm going to drop it down and see if I can reset that sucker. Yep, I think it did it. Not quite sure. Yeah. It looks sucked back in to me. Let's go have a look. So I'm going to go out on a loose limb here and say that I just reset that. The piece did come back into place. It only took, well, it doesn't matter if it's a 2x4 or 2x6, which that is a 2x6, but yeah, that's all it took. So I think the moral of the story, when I go anywhere else but here on my own farm, I got to have at least a 2x4 with me. Yeah, maybe I'll run one down there and throw it in the weeds. And then when I'm once and done, I just grab it and come back home. But it looks reset. If you look at these up here, all right, and hopefully you can see, I noticed in the last video, you couldn't. Yeah, I got my cheap gloves on. That catches it right there. All right. Well, if you look at the one I just quote-unquote reset, to me it looks caught right there. So I don't know. Looks reset to me. I2 TA direct drive, I should say. And we're going to go out and turn some dirt and see what happens. Now this is wet ground, I'll tell you that right now. It's wet ground, it's clay, and it's very, very hard to work. And I'll explain more when we get there. Don't forget to hit subscribe. This is part 2, and this is where I stopped last time because that number 2 mold board got tripped up, and I just didn't have a board or anything to stick under it to snap it down. I did get it back in place. That doesn't mean there's a guarantee here. Somebody said when you go through, you go through level when you plow, and then you adjust once your rubber's in the I know that. I know that. Listen to me. Listen real clear. I wasn't trying to prove anything. I was just trying to get through this ground. It's never been turned before. You can see it's at least being turned. And it's super dry. We did have some rain earlier today, like I said, but this stuff's crumbling under my feet, so that's a good sign. The goal was to get in here and turn it in some form or fashion and get it to dry out for a change, because this is wet, and it's wet because all the runoff, the water runoff, comes right off of here and comes down in and just settles. And then in another part, there's a lot of trees here, so I don't think it gets sun till noon or 1 o'clock. That doesn't help matters out any, but it is what it is, and that's what I'm working with. Now, you can see I do have the rubber down in the furrow, okay? There is my depth wheel. I'm gonna adjust that lower. Everything's gonna be okay. Things are gonna be good. I gotta drop that, but I'm gonna come down about 2 notches on the depth wheel, and then next time you see this, it's gonna be turning and churning. Let's go, let's grow. for all you guys that got jokes, this is this kind of stuff I'm working with here. I just hit this boulder and ripped it out of the ground, but also tripped my bottom again. No big deal, we got it moving. I brought the 2x6, I'll get it reset. But hands down, that's the stuff I'm dealing with. And Steve pulled a bunch of them out of there. Actually, this is small compared to some of the ones he was pulling, but you know, as far as this being plowed before, I couldn't tell you last time it was plowed, if ever. You know, maybe 30-40 years, I don't know. I know that there's a lot of big rocks in here, and I'm not talking fist size or double the fist size. I'm talking giants, and that's not even a giant in comparison to what else is here. I'm more than likely, I'm gonna stop right here, go reset that plow. More than likely gonna hit more than just that. I don't have a lot to go here. I mean, if I could just finish this without tripping a plow, I mean, you're talking probably 30 minutes, I'm done. But it's just, it's the, you know, virgin ground break-in, I call it. Get these out of here. Yeah, more will rise up, but if you get your bigger ones out of here, I think I come through here next year, if it's not super wet, and cut this like butter. So yeah, that's what's going on. I should be able to drop that down and just back up and at least get it. Yeah, there we go. Well, I don't know, maybe I heard it snap pretty good. Maybe it did. I'm gonna go back, let's go take a look. Yeah, I think, yeah. Yeah, so now I got it to the point where I don't have to put a board or anything under it. As long as I just go back with a little bit of speed, it'll snap right in place now that it's moved. So, well, we got work to do. Regulators mount up. And for the handful of you that think I'm drunk or never plowed before, whatever, definitely not my first rodeo. I've been doing this a long time, and I'm gonna tell you, this field, when you plow it, it puts you where it wants you, okay? When you're talking boulders, you know, twice the size of the width of that hood, you're gonna get bounced out and then have to go back in, or just stay straight and go crooked completely. The dirt's heavy, there's a lot of boulders in here, and it's really hard to stay straight. Now, once this ground's worked, dried out, a lot of the big monster boulders are taken out of here. I think over the years, this'll flop nice and straight. You'll be back in control again, but this is virgin ground. like you're not going fast enough. You don't go fast in virgin ground. I'll tell you what, you hit one of these rocks or one of these tree roots at 5, 6, 7, 8 miles an hour, and you're gonna wish you didn't. So thanks for the advice, but I'll tell you one bit of advice. Sally Brown, you watch this, the part 1 of this, and there's another guy that watches my videos, and you got a really long name, and I can never remember it, but one thing you both said was I need trash boards on these mold boards, and I totally agree. And I do have, they call them cover boards, I call them trash boards, and I do have them. I do have them on my my parts plow, so those will be coming off most Ricky Tick. But I'll tell you what, this may be a 5 bottom plow tractor, but there was no way I could have did this with 5 bottoms. Zero chance. Chance to put the cover boards on these mold boards, but yes, I will do that, and yes, I currently could use them right now. It's turning better though.